Today's show brought to you by redcon1.com. That's right. Click the link at the bottom of the podcast app in which you are listening to this on. Check them out. Use promo code T20 Quartermiss. That's right. redcon1.com.
There's nothing special about being American. None of you can define for me what an American is.
I am the nation. I was born on July 4th, 1776, and the Declaration of Independence is my birth certificate. The bloodlines of the world run in my veins because I offered freedom to the oppressed. I am many things and many people. I am the nation. I am 200 million living souls and the ghost of millions who have lived and died for me. I am Nathan Hale and Paul Revere. I stood at Lexington and fired the shot heard round the world. I'm Washington, Jefferson, Patrick Henry. I'm John Paul Jones, the Green Mountain Boys, Davy Crockett. I'm Lee.
Coming to you from the DTOM Studios in the free state of Florida, sponsored by Megan's Mark Bourbon, this is Don't Tread on Merica. Alrighty, guys, how's everybody doing out there today? It is, what is today? Thursday, July 22nd, 2025. I know the schedule's a little wonky this week, guys. Got a lot of things going on. I'm working way too many hours this week, and I'm here, okay? That's all I got to say. So, with that being said, guys, thank you for joining. A couple things, guys, real quick. If you guys are interested in some show merchandise, you want some DTOM shirts and glasses and whatever, go to the DTOM Store, guys. What we do there is, I got a couple t-shirts. I'm going to do some, I know I keep saying this, but I'm going to do some new stuff. I just haven't had the time, okay? Please, bear with me. I'm just a dude with a full extra full-time job and a part-time podcast, so it's hard for me to sit there and do this without falling asleep doing the show, the designs and whatnot. Anyway, but go there, check out the stuff we got that we do have there. All proceeds go to Tunnels to Towers. I don't take any of that money, guys, please. So you're helping me by getting some shirts and whatever and advertising for the show. The money goes to them. It's a win-win. All right, so check that out. And also, guys, make sure whatever podcast app you're listening to this on, you're following the show, you're subscribed, whatever that button is there. There's no cost, there's no Patreon, there's no fees, there's nothing like that. All right? And make sure you share this with your friends. And if you're on Apple or Spotify, guys, please make sure you give me a rating. All right? And don't forget to follow the show on social media at Don't Tread on America. That's on Facebook, Instagram, True Social, and the Ticker Talker. And, of course, if you want to follow me on the Twitter X machine, it is DonQ1776. All right, now, I'm going to get this party started with a little bit of some damn Yankees. Don't tread on me. With express written permission from one Ted Theodore Nugent, guys. I'm going to crank it up. Rip the knob off. Get your ride home or ride to work. Maybe you're going when you're listening to this. Maybe you're on the work site. Maybe you're swinging a hammer. Maybe you're waiting tables. I don't know. Either way, enjoy. America. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Don't Tread on America. I'm your host, of course, Don Q, and today we're diving into one of the most explosive conspiracy theories to grip the nation. Posts on the Twitter X machine are buzzing with claims that the Department of Justice is preparing to indict and arrest former President Barack Hussein Obama on charges of treason, espionage, and seditious conspiracy. If that wasn't enough, this week we get a major development. Director of National Intelligence, one Tulsi Gabbard, has officially handed over documents to the DOJ for a criminal referral, accusing Obama and his administration of a treasonous conspiracy tied to the 2016 election. Now, if these claims are true, we're talking about a historic moment. The first U.S. president potentially facing such grave charges since World War II. A conviction could mean life in federal prison. But, let's be clear, these are unverified allegations. There is no official DOJ indictment, no confirmed arrest plans, and the Secret Service hasn't commented on any logistics. So, what's driving this firestorm? Is it political revenge, a genuine scandal, or just internet noise? Today we'll unpack the conspiracy, the new Gabbard developments, the legal context, and what it all means, Basil. We've got a long journey ahead. We're going to go with 3 commercial breaks. This will be a 17-hour podcast. Wait, I read that wrong. I'm sorry. We're going to do about an hour. Okay. All right. Cool. So grab your drink. I got my whiskey because I got whiskey, right? Settle in, and let's get started here in just a moment. I'm going to ride this one out, and then I'll be here on the backside. Just hang tight. Take a sip of your whiskey. It's a big glass. Tasty. All right, guys, let's dig into this. So let's start with the origins of this conspiracy and the bombshell news that dropped this week. The chatter began on Twitter around July 19th, 2025, with posts claiming the DOJ is gearing up to indict ex-President Obama for treason, espionage, and seditious conspiracy. Users also mentioned the Secret Service coordinating with federal law enforcement for a historic arrest. These posts, often unverified accounts like Homan News and at Dog, lack concrete evidence, rely on bold statements, and memes like one showing Obama behind bars. Then, on July 21st of 2025, Fox News confirmed. Sorry, I keep getting texts. I'm a very important person, guys. I don't know if you realize this. Fox News confirmed that the DOJ received a criminal referral from Tulsi Gabbard, the Director of National Intelligence under the Trump administration. Gabbard handed over more than 100 pages of declassified documents alleging that Obama and his national security team, names like James Clapper, John Brennan, and James Comey, manufactured and politicized intelligence to push the narrative of Russian interference in the 2016 election. She called it a treasonous conspiracy to undermine Trump's presidency. So before I read on, guys, it's very important that these names that I'm telling you, you focus on. Now, we know the names. James Clapper, John Brennan, and Comey. We know those names. We obviously know Obama. And it's important that when she turned this in, that those names were all mentioned. And you'll understand what I mean here in a little bit by that. Because obviously when we talk about a conspiracy of any sort, whatever conspiracy we're talking about, especially if we're talking about like the JFK assassination and stuff like that, conspiracy means it's more than one person involved. Okay? And that's why this is important that we're labeling this a conspiracy theory. Now, there's no make-believe to this. She did do this. This isn't an idea that maybe this might happen. This did happen as far as her turning in these declassified documents. Okay, so there is a there to reference a Jeffrey Epstein situation. And more on that. But I think it's important that these four names all mentioned together because of presidential immunity. She's not just going after Obama. He's just included in the insinuation. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay. Gabbard's referral stems from a report she released on July 18th, which claims Obama's team knew Russia didn't significantly alter the 2016 election outcome, but fabricated the quote-unquote Russian hoax to delegitimize Trump. The documents include emails, memos, and a December 26th presidential daily brief stating that foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on election infrastructure to alter the U.S. presidential election outcome. Gabbard argues this was suppressed to justify the Russian Trump-Russia probe. But here's where it gets a little murky. The DOJ confirmed receiving the referral but declined to comment further, meaning no investigation or charges are confirmed. Critics like Rep. Jim Himes and Senator Mark Warner slammed Gabbard's report as politically motivated and error-ridden, pointing to bipartisan Senate Russian interference, though it did not establish the Trump campaign collusion. So, is Gabbard's referral a game changer, or is this just amplifying an old narrative? Interesting. Well, let's dig into the charges here after we take our first commercial break, guys. Okay? So, hang tight. All right, so we're taking a quick break from one of our sponsors, guys. So, please stay tuned. We've got a lot more to unpack, including what these charges actually mean. Alright guys, let's talk about NordVPN. When you're digging into conspiracies like this, you need to stay secure online. NordVPN hides your IP, encrypts your data, and keeps your searches private. Whether you're browsing Twitter or researching Epstein's or Obama's or any other connections, NordVPN has you covered. And right now, guys, you can get 70% off your subscription at NordVPN.com if you use promo code DTOM. That's DTOM. Guys, go to NordVPN.com. Use promo code DTOM. Get you 70% off, guys. Please stay safe out there. All right, guys. Welcome back to Don't Tread America. So let's break down the charges at the heart of this conspiracy. Treason, espionage, and seditious conspiracy. These are heavy accusations, and Gabbard's referral to the DOJ has added fuel to the fire. Treason is defined in Article 3, Section 3 of the Constitution as levying war against the U.S. or giving aid and comfort to its enemies. It's a rare charge requiring two witnesses to an overt act or a confession in court. The last U.S. treason conviction was in 1952 against Tomoya Kawakati for wartime actions. For Obama to face this, prosecutors would need ironclad evidence of him aiding a foreign enemy with intent, something Gabbard's documents don't clearly show. Now, espionage under the Espionage Act of 1917 involves sharing classified information with foreign powers to harm the U.S. Ironically, Obama's administration prosecuted more leakers under this law than any other. Gabbard's report doesn't specify what classified information Obama allegedly shared, but some ex post tie it to illegal surveillance of Trump's campaign. Again, no concrete evidence has surfaced. Then there's seditious conspiracy. Per 18 U.S.C. 2384, this involves conspiring to overthrow the government or obstruct its laws. Gabbard's referral leans heavily on this, alleging Obama's team tried to usurp Trump's presidency. The Oath Keeper's January 6 conviction show the DOJ takes this seriously, but proving Obama orchestrated a conspiracy would require direct evidence of intent, not just a policy disagreement. So the legal hurdles are steep. The Supreme Court's ruling on presidential immunity protects official acts, like ordering intelligence assessments. Gabbard's documents, while provocative, don't seem to meet the threshold for these three charges. They focus on meetings, like one on December 9th of 2016, with Obama's national security team, but don't prove illegal acts. Plus, the DOJ would need to act on her referral, and there's no sign they will. So let's explore the political motivations next. Guys, you know how we do it here. Look, I work a full-time job. This is a part-time podcast. Even though we are ranked 40th in the world, you're welcome. I like to get these commercial breaks out so I can get to talking, and then, more importantly, I can get to bed, because, it's 3 o'clock and I gotta go to bed soon. So let's knock out this last commercial break, guys, and don't go anywhere, because we're diving into political angles for what Gabbard's moves mean. Alright guys, are you ready for a better time? Meet Alp nicotine pouches, guys, right here. Crafted by real users, not boardroom suits. Our perfectly moist pouches deliver bold flavors like chilled mint, mountain wintergreen, and tropical fruit with a smooth nicotine kick in 3, 6, and 9 milligram strengths. Say goodbye to dry, flavorless pouches. Alp gives you more. 20 pouches per tin, not twin. Tobacco free and designed for freedom and satisfaction anywhere, anytime. Plus, every purchase supports real causes like tree planting and dog service dog rehabilitation. And, your favorite podcast, mainly this one. So please join the movement. Head to outpouch.com/DTOM. That right there, that link, you hit it, it's at the bottom of the podcast. That'll give you 10% off your first purchase. That's outpouch.com/DTOM, because you deserve a nicotine experience that's bold, fresh, and unapologetically better. Alright guys, welcome back. The timing of Gabbard's criminal referral to the DOJ, confirmed on July 21st, 2025, raises big questions about political motivations. We're in Trump's second term, and he's long pushed the Obamagate narrative, claiming Obama spied on his campaign. Gabbard, a former Democrat turned Republican, seemed to be carrying that torch as DNI. Her report and referral align with Trump's rhetoric, especially her claim that Obama's team orchestrated a years-long coup. The referral includes over 100 pages of documents like memos from James Clapper and the December 2016 brief which Gabbard says show suppressed evidence that Russia did not hack the election outcome. She's called for accountability, stating no one, no matter how powerful, is above the law. But critics argue this is a distraction. Of course, the timing, right after Wall Street Journal report on Trump's ties to Jeffrey Epstein, suggests an attempt to shift focus. Democrats like Jim Himes call Gabbard's accusations baseless. Nothing that bipartisan investigations confirm Russia's interference. Gabbard's role as DNI is controversial. Her lack of intelligence experience and past comments sympathetic to Russia have drawn scrutiny. Her referral to the DOJ doesn't guarantee action, it's just a recommendation. The DOJ's silence beyond confirming receipts suggests caution. Of course, this could be a political ploy to rally Trump's base, especially with posts on Twitter demanding arrest from users like @TruthSeeker and someone else, and Johnny Massacre. But charging a former president would be a systemic move, risking accusations of weaponizing the DOJ. But what's interesting about this is how we want to spin this into that section. Okay, but we got one more break. We'll get to the bottom of the logistics of an arrest and what does it all mean. I know I'm really flying through this one, guys. I'm sorry. Or not, maybe. But once I get through with my script and everything, I'm gonna talk real talk for you. Okay. Before we do, let's knock out this last commercial break, guys. It's W Energy. Power up your game with W Energy. Our clean, sugar-free energy drink delivers laser focus and sustained energy without the jitters or crash. With 10 unique flavors, there's a W for every vibe. Perfect for gamers, creators, or anyone needing a boost. Use promo code DTOM to check out at checkout on W.GG. Save 10% off your order. Stock up. Stay sharp. Be better with W Energy. Guys, I made it real simple. All the links for all these sponsors are on the podcast app. You can just scroll down. You see DTOM Store. You see all these guys. You just click them and take you right there. Okay, made it simple for you. All right, guys, we're back for the final stretch. So let's talk logistics. The Twitter X posts claim the Secret Service is preparing for Obama's arrest, but there's no evidence of this. Former presidents have lifetime Secret Service protection, so any arrest would have to involve coordination with the FBI and others. Gabbard's referral to the DOJ doesn't mean arrest plans, just calls for an investigation. The DOJ's confirmation of receipt is standard procedure, not a sign of imminent action. Legally, this case is shaky. Presidential immunity protects official acts, and Gabbard's documents, while alleging misconduct, don't clearly show criminal intent. The Mueller report and Senate findings contradict her narrative, confirming Russian interference. But we also know that those were entities brought forth by deep state actors. So, you have to walk a fine line with this, okay? Politically charging Obama could spark protest, media chaos, and international backlash, potentially weakening U.S. credibility abroad. Not to mention the fact what Obama said, that if he were to be arrested, his words, you guys know what to do. Now, I don't know who he was talking to and what they need to do, but in my opinion, before I read on, here's my opinion on this whole thing. Number one, I think this is a distraction. Okay, I think this takes away from all the shit we've been talking about for the last month. Okay, for whatever reason, the Trump administration wants to move on past Epstein, but it's still happening. So I don't know, and I'm not going to sit here and get into this whole 4D chess bullshit. Okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm I'm not going to tell you to hold the line, Patriots, and he's a 4D chess master. I'm not saying any of that, okay? I want anyone that did anything wrong, whether it's people involved in Epstein or people involved in this, I want them all to go to hell. And if they have to stop in prison on the way there, then so be it. That's me personally. Okay? Now, to sit here and complain and say, if they do this, the DOJ is going to be politically motivated and it's going to be, weaponizing the DOJ and all this shit. Fuck that. You know why I say fuck that? Because they did this to Trump. Now, is turnabout fair play? Hell, I don't know. Is what's good for the goose is good for the gander? Once again, I don't know. All I do know is, to me, this seems like a big waste of time. Period. Because number one, no matter what, all you're doing, all this is going to do is possibly tarnish Obama's legacy. Big fucking deal. Okay? Now, I made mention earlier in the show about Clapper, Comey, and Brennan, right? And the reason I wanted to point those names out, they are included in this indictment, or this suggestive indictment, I should say. And that's what's important, because you know who's not bound by presidential immunity? Those guys. You know who doesn't have a auto pen immunity statement from Biden, or Obama for that matter? Those three individuals. And I think that's the key, because if you've been following politics since 2016, which is probably when I really fell deep into this bullshit. Once I started realizing what this, I don't even say the government, but these people do to us. And when I say people, I mean deep state actors in the government officials, bureaucracy, elected officials. But even more importantly, the news media, which I claim falls into those same terms. They're just the voice of these actors. We all know, no matter what comes out from this, if anything, Obama's not going anywhere. I mean, hell, he killed the fucking chef, allegedly. And that investigation just disappeared. Now, Clapper, Comey, and Brennan, on the other hand, different story. And I think that's the important thing, because I think personally, if one or all three of those individuals get arrested, get indicted, get sentenced, get anything, that's justification enough. Even though nothing technically would possibly happen to Obama, I think if he could wrap those three up in a bow and put them in prison, that's justification enough for him. Now, my question is this. This happened in 2016. He was president for 4 years. Why didn't this all take place 7 years ago? Why are we talking about it now? I mean, for the most part, there wasn't a whole lot of talk about this for the past 2 years. Right? I mean, it was kind of like it was what it was type thing. But now, all of a sudden, it's mainstream. It's like the thing to talk about. Do I feel that these individuals should be held to justice if these accusations are true? Yes, 100%. And I think if Trump can get 1, 2, or 3 of these individuals thrown in prison for this, he's going to look at this as a win. And it's just going to add credibility to what he's been saying for 8, 9 years. But the bigger picture is why this resonates. And Gabbard's referral, amplified by Twitter post, taps into distrust in institutions and polarized politics. Users like @Dr. Surzawi are calling for immediate arrest, but without solid evidence, this feels like a viral conspiracy. If the DOJ acts, it could set up a precedent for targeting political rivals. If not, it fuels claims of a cover-up, but either way, the divide deepens. So, Tulsi Gabbard's criminal referral to the DOJ confirmed on July 21st is a major development, but it's not an indictment. The conspiracy of Obama facing treason charges remains unverified, but built on speculative ex post and contentious reports. The legal and political barriers to charging a former president are massive, and the evidence so far is thin. The story obviously reflects our time's distrust, division, and the power of social media to amplify unproven claims. Whether you see it as justice or a witch hunt is a reminder to question everything. And my personal beliefs on all this is where I'm going to leave you guys. I know it's a short one. You're welcome. I'm tired. I told you. Is the timing. We didn't give a shit about this 6 weeks ago. Right? It wasn't until all this Epstein stuff, or lack thereof, started coming out that now this is. And I don't care if you're a Trump supporter. I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, Libertarian. I don't give a shit. You have to look at the optics of this. Had the Trump administration did what they said they were going to do as far as Epstein is concerned, you're talking about a big, gigantic sweep under the rug. Gigantic sweep under the rug. And then, so they don't let dead dogs lie, they throw this at you. And it is of my opinion, okay, that now I voted for Trump 3 times. Okay? I'm a Trump fan. I think some of the things he's doing in this country are great. But I think it's this kind of shit that pisses people like me off. Because we needed this 7 years ago. We didn't need this today. Who cares? I mean, in all honesty, who cares? I think this is a ploy by the Trump administration, put forward by Trump himself, to divert attention away from Epstein for whatever reason. I said this before, I'll say it again, and I'll say it next time, and I'll keep saying it until I'm proven wrong, that I personally believe that Trump had no involvement with Epstein outside of what we actually know. Seriously. I don't care what people on Twitter are saying, and it's not because I'm a Trump fanatic that I think, oh, there's no way he did that. I'm not saying that. He is who he is. He is a womanizer. He is that guy. He is a regular dude, locker room talk and all that bullshit. But as far as underage and all that shit, I just don't buy it. And the reason I say that is this. For the past 8 years, they had no problem going after Trump for every little thing. Every little thing. Epstein was arrested while Trump was president. If they wanted everything to disappear and go away, they could have done it then, in 2019. I mean, he died, right? He killed himself, allegedly. They could have swept all this under a rug. It was them, it was Trump himself and his people who kept the Epstein thing alive, so to speak. If there was a there involving Trump and Epstein outside of what we know, outside of what we saw, the videos, look, here's him and Epstein together at a party. Okay, that was all prior to any of Epstein's arrest, so keep that in mind. If there was physical proof that Trump had anything to do with underage girls and all this stuff, you can damn sure guarantee that the Biden administration would have let that stuff out. And don't say, oh well, they were just as deep into it as Trump was, and they were just covering and da. No, fuck that. Because look at what happened 2 years, year and a half or so prior to the election recently, with every little thing they could try and throw at Trump to get him arrested for tax evasion or falsifying his financial documents for loans and this, that, and the other thing. You don't think for a second if they had actual proof that him and Epstein were involved in child trafficking or human trafficking or whatever, that wouldn't have came out? Think about that shit. Now, I'll also say the fact that Trump and the Supreme Court did what they did as far as presidential immunity. You remember, we're talking about presidential immunity with Obama. Well, that was justified under the Trump administration by the Supreme Court that he put in place. So there is that. That's why I don't think it's necessarily about putting Obama in jail. It's about those other three individuals. If he can get one or all three of those guys convicted on this, that's a win. That's just as good in his mind as putting Obama in jail. But I think the biggest thing is the timing. This Epstein thing is not dead by any stretch of the imagination. And I'm not going to let it die. Because I am pissed about this. And like I said just a few minutes ago, if you guys don't see what's going on right now with this whole thing with Obama as a gigantic distraction, because I think the way it works out is this. I think the giant hope is that his diehard MAGA supporters are going to just be like, fuck Epstein, who cares? We want Obama. No, I want them all. That's what I want. And it's not even, Epstein's dead. I don't give a fuck about Epstein. Okay? I want the people, I want to know why Epstein did what he did and how he gained his wealth and who was involved with Epstein in these situations. I don't give a shit. Epstein was arrested for human trafficking. Ghislaine Maxwell, same. Well, who were they trafficking? And I don't need the names. I don't need to know that Jane Smith and Britney Spears and I'm just using names. I'm not saying that I don't need to know those people's names. I don't care. I need to know how many people they trafficked and for whom they trafficked. I don't need to know what Obama did or didn't do and Clapper and Comey and all these other jackasses. Okay? Or, hear me out, let it all go and let's fix the fucking country. Okay? Let it all go. Okay? Obama's people did whatever. So what? It's water under the bridge, over the dam, running next to you. I don't know. I don't care. Okay? If you're going to try and drop the Epstein shit because of whatever reason, and I've given you my thoughts on that whole thing as to why I think this is all going away. It has nothing to do with Trump touching little kids. It has nothing to do with any other movie star or corporate leader of any kind, Bill Gates, whoever, insert name here. It's not about them. It's not about any of that. It's about one entity. And in my opinion, we're talking about the Israeli government. Because I don't want to say Israel, because I'm not talking about the Jewish people, the Israeli people. I'm not talking about the people that mind their own business and go to work every day and they don't have anything to do with anything other than the fact that they happen to live in Israel and they happen to be Jewish. I'm not talking about those people. This isn't about them. It's about the government of Israel and the history that that government has had with our country and the power they seem to hold over our government officials, whether it's the president on down. And that's the big picture here. And I can't let it go. I can't just I don't know. And I can get on here every day. I could do a show 7 days a week and tell you the same fucking thing. And you know what? Nothing's going to change. So I think the question moving forward is, when can we just let this shit drop? Okay? Unless we're going to go after who's really involved with this Epstein thing. And maybe, possibly, even this Russian thing. Maybe Israel's been playing... the Israeli government, maybe they're playing the game just to fuck with this country. Just think about it like that. Oh, here he goes. He's anti-Semitic. He's hating the Jews. No, it has nothing to do with Jewish people. It has nothing to do. I don't care that Netanyahu's Jewish. I don't care if he was Muslim. I don't care. It has nothing to do with religion of any kind. It's about the people behind the bullshit. That's what we need to get behind. So, guys, please let me know what you think. If you're following the show, we're on Rumble. Don't Tread on America TV. Guys, go there, follow the show, okay? We're growing ever so slightly. And, you know, if you watch it, that's great. I can make money off of that. If you don't, that's fine. Subscribe, okay? Just follow the show. Follow the show on social media. Don't Tread on America on Facebook, Instagram, True Social, and the Ticker Talker. And, of course, you guys can reach me directly everywhere. But your best bet is to find me on Twitter at DonQ1776. And if you want to email me, you can. I do get emails from people. As a matter of fact, I'm working on a few things for some interviews of different individuals just to get other perspectives. I can get on here and crack this mic open for an hour a day and tell you whatever I think. I want to get other people's thoughts. So, guys, tell me what you guys think about this on Twitter. Email me. Go to the website, DontTreadonMerica.com, and tell me what you guys think. Now, I don't think I'm going to be back tomorrow because I'm extremely tired this week. I've worked a very long week. So I'm going to work on some shows. Unless something happens outside of, God forbid, I found this out just before I came in here, but Hulk Hogan died today, okay, on July 24th. Crazy. It's like all these people are dying. It's like shit. I mean, granted, it's like he was a kid, but still. Anyway, I guess that's on my mind. People dying. When is it my turn? But I'm just a little frustrated right now, as you can probably tell. So I'm going to probably not be here tomorrow, barring anything happening in the next 24 hours. I will be back Sunday. Okay, so I'm going to work on some shows. I'm going to come in hard and heavy, and we'll get next week started off right. Guys, in the meantime, please make sure... Let me start this up here before I say what I'm going to say. God damn it. Guys, make sure whatever podcast app you're listening to this on, you're following the show, you subscribe, and make sure you share this with your friends. Okay, it's very important. And please, if you have anything that you want to talk about, any thoughts you have on this whole situation, please reach out to me. Like I said, on the Twitter at DonQ1776. You can email me, donq at DontTreadonMerica.com. And we can have a discussion, you know. And just continue to do things you're doing. Continue to support the show. And I don't want to let this Epstein thing go, but I need to talk about something new. I need new stuff. So I'm going to do some thinking over the weekend, and we're going to come in hard and heavy Sunday, Monday, whenever I come back, and get you some good shows, okay? Got to think of some new conspiracies to talk about because, you know, we are climbing that chart, and I want to keep doing what I'm doing. So with that being said, guys, today is Thursday, July 24th, 2025. Guys, keep doing what you're doing. Keep supporting the show, and I'll talk to you again soon. And hopefully I'll get some sleep this weekend, and I can be a little more energetic. With that being said, I've only worked 4 days this week. 44 hours. I still got 2 more to go. Have a great day. See ya.